Welcome to the WD Sports Lounge, where legends chill and the real fans get to speak out. Like, share, subscribe, and let's get with the video. Now, over the weekend, I was able to sit back, relax, and watch a few of the WNBA games. I'm gonna be completely honest. I did watch one WNBA game, and that was the return of Catlin Clark along with the Indiana Fever. They were playing the defending WNBA champions, the New York Liberty, at Indiana's home turf. And the Fever were able to come away with a stunning victory and breaking the win streak of the New York Liberty and actually ending their undefeated streak of 9-0. And now the Indiana Fever has put the New York Liberty in the loss column with a final score of 102-88. And pretty much Catlin Clark did what she normally do, coming off of injury. She was able to come in and pretty much not lose a step of what she was doing. She was hitting three-pointers from the logo, seems like, and she was hitting a barrage of three-pointers. And especially in the second quarter, where she was able to get her team back, get her team the lead, actually, because before, when I started watching the game, the Liberty were up by, I think, 7 or 8 points, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me in the comments if I'm off a little bit on those numbers, but Catlin Clark had got where she caught fire, and she started hitting three-pointers from half court, for them near half court. 21 footers, 25 footers, almost. It seemed like she hit a 30 footer, if I'm not mistaken, but she was knocking down threes, and she was able to come off with 32 points. And once they got the lead, they were able to maintain it. It was a game of runs, definitely a game of runs, especially during the second half when the New York Liberty went on a run, and the Fever went on a first run, and I think they went on a run, if I'm not mistaken, it was like a 25-3 run, and the New York Liberty responded back with another run of their own, but the Fever's offense was still able to maintain their attack, and they continued on all the way through, and definitely everyone in the team came prepared, and they helped out Catlin Clark. It was somewhat of a balanced offense, but outside from Catlin Clark having a great game with 32 points and 8 rebounds and 9 assists, we also had Kelsey Mitchell, who had 22 points and 2 rebounds and 1 assist. And Lexi Hall also chimed in with 14 points, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists. And Aaliyah Boston almost clocked in double-double with 10 points, 11 rebounds, and 6 assists. So the New York Liberty was definitely doing their thing on the offensive side. They were also locking in on defense as well. Sophie Cunningham came in off the bench as well, and she was able to put in 5 points, but she was there doing what she had to do, and she definitely helped facilitate throughout the game while the starters were sitting out. But great game. It was impressive to see the Fever were able to get the lead and to keep the lead all the way up to the end of the game. And let's call out some New York Liberty stats as well. Breanna Stewart, she had 24 points, 5 rebounds, and 2 assists. And Sabrina Asinu, I'm sorry if I said her name right, but Sabrina had 34 points, 2 rebounds, and 4 assists. She was actually the baller of the New York Liberty because she couldn't miss. she was definitely like hitting shots, mid-range 3-pointers, layups, and it was a hell of a game. It was a great game. It was kind of physical as well, but they did show, they did the Liberty did come to play, and but the Fever were just hitting on all cylinders, and not gonna lie to you, the fact that with Caitlin Clark's presence being on that court, that team has been rejuvenated. The WNBA has been rejuvenated, and I would have to say that they look great. You know, they were shooting 3-pointers. I think they made about 17 3-pointers, if I'm not mistaken, which sets a franchise record for the Indiana Fever of most 3-pointers in one game. So they were lighting it up. So but one thing I did notice about Caitlin Clark, I'm starting to see a bad habit that she's starting to pick up on, is the arguing with the refs. I know the refs have been having a little bit of a hot water. They've been in a little bit of hot water with questionable calls and poor officiating, but I think Caitlin Clark needs to focus a little bit more on transition a little bit and not worry about calls being made, because you can tell that that's what helped the New York Liberty come back and start with those runs. Had it not been for that, in some of those plays, I would think the Indiana Fever would have probably blown out the Liberty a little bit more. But these are minor things that I noticed throughout the game, but definitely I can understand the frustration when it comes to certain calls that you want called, or you need certain plays you're trying to execute, and being attacked at the rim or whatnot, you definitely want to get the call. So I can understand the frustration on that. But other than that, great game, a great comeback win for the Indiana Fever. A great return for Caitlin Clark, and looking forward to better games and better times as the season progressed. So it was definitely a great weekend. So let me know what y'all think. You've been inside the lounge, so drop a new comment, share the take, and rep like a real one. This is WD Sports Lounge, where the game never ends, y'all. Signing off until the next one.